till we wanna leave it. You and I were flying on an aeroplane tonight. We're going somewhere where the sun is shining bright. Just close your eyes and let's pretend we're dancing in the street in Barcelona. 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 Get up on the dance floor, move. It's a Saturday night. I fell in love with the sparkle in the moonlight, reflected in your beautiful eyes. I guess that is destiny doing it right, and that's like they do in the Mediterranean. Spin you around me again and again. You're like something that God has sent me. I want you, baby, solamente. You and I were flying on an aeroplane tonight. We're going somewhere where the sun is shining bright. Just close your eyes. Let's pretend we're dancing in the street in Barcelona. 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 Oh, Barcelona. So let's pretend we're dancing in the street in Barcelona. Ramblas, I'll meet you, we'll dance around La Sagrada. I'm alone, drinking sangria. Mi niña, te amo, Macarena. Mamacita, rica, sí, te adoro, señorita. Nosotros, vive la vida. Come on, let's be free in Barcelona. Las Ramblas, I'll meet you. Come on and dance with me in Barcelona. Drinking sangria. I just want to be in Barcelona. Mamacita, rica, feel that summer breeze in Barcelona. Nosotros, vive la vida. Siempre viva Barcelona.
네, 갓 구운 빵이 있는데.
갓 구운 바게트예요?
또 바게트 좋아하신다고 하는데 말씀하실 것 같아요.
이러면 그냥 마음껏 관광객인 척해요.
아, 냄새 맛있어. 하모니까. 그러니까 하모니까. 이거 할까요? 아이고. 잘나면.
이거 맛있다. 이거 맛있네. 진짜 맛있다. 상인님 브레스트 맛있는 것 같습니다.
그냥 깜짝 놀랐어요.
예상치 못한 사회생활에 저는 걸리긴 했어요. 네. 저는 그냥 레몬이 맛있었는데 성인이 분이 레몬 맛있다고 하고
근데 확실히 딱 보니까 이거 뭐야?
호수였구나.
이거? 파프리카? 아니 이거 올리브 오일도 들어가 있을 때 느낌 있어요?
깔끔해요.
느낌 있어요?
맛있는데요?
진짜 맛있다.
진짜 너무 맛있어. 이게 뭐야? 이거 바디쉬 베타니까. 다 나온 거지. 다 나온 거예요. 그럼요.
아, 드셔도 돼요.
그것도 맛있겠다. 문어.
이거 예쁜 것 같아.
Barcelona, I still long to hold her once more. Oh, my boots of leather from Europe, I gather you know. No, every time you have to go, shut my eyes and you know. I'll be lying right by your side.
유럽이죠. 뭐가요?
이게 유럽이에요.
Native man sang in a foreign tongue. I still ache to know the song that he sung Barcelona. No,
아시아 독점 시리즈.
time you have to
아, 재밌다.
Shut my eyes and you know I'll be lying right by your side in Barcelona.
와. 맛있어? 맥주 하나 갖다 줄까?
Every time you have to go,
한국에 계단이요?
shut my eyes and you know I'll be lying right by your side in Barcelona.
What you started, I never need to.
Barcelona, Barcelona.
본인이 먹지 않는 것도 그렇게 찍는 거예요?
오렌지 주스를 찍기는 좀.
Shut my mind and you know I'll be lying right by your side in Barcelona.
네, 여기 진기 명기잖아요.
유럽이에요?
여기 간다.
예? 아주 소란스럽게 유럽이에요. 오늘 되게 알차게 보내.
Stars fall down from the sky every time you walk by. Just create a dream come true. So they sprinkle moon dust in your hair and golden starlight in your eyes of blue.
간식도 뭔가 없애기보다
That's why all the girls now follow you all around. Just like me, they long to be close to
진짜 이 집이 여건이 없으니까 간식이.
On the day that you were born, the angels got together and decided to create a dream come true. So they sprinkled moon dust in your hair, a golden starlight in your eyes of blue. That is why all girls in the South follow you all around. Just like me, they long to be close to you. Just like me, they long to be close to you.
울렁울렁? 뭐를 형상화했다 뭐 그런 거야?
It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. A regular crowd shuffles in. There's an old man sitting next to me, making love to his tonic and gin. He says, son, can you play me a memory? I'm not really sure how it goes, but it's sad and it's sweet, and I knew it complete when I wore a younger man's clothes. La 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 li, li, la 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 li, li, la da, da. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody. You got us feeling alright. Now John at the bar is a friend of mine. He gets me my drinks free, and he's quick with a joke or to light up your smoke. But there's some place that he'd rather be. He says, Bill, I believe this is killing me. As a smile ran away from his face. star. If I could get out of this place. Oh, la la la, did it all. La la, did it all, did it all. Now Paul is a real estate novelist who never had time for a wife. And he's talking with David, who's still in the Navy, and probably will be for life. And the waitress is practicing politics as the businessmen slowly get stoned. Yes, they're sharing a drink they call loneliness, but it's better than drinking alone. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling alright.
아닌 것 같은데. 지금 뭐랑 나오지 않을까요?
It's a pretty good crowd for a Saturday. 'Cause he knows that it's me they've
하나밖에 안 골랐어요?
네.
to forget about life for a while. And the piano sounds like a carnival, and the microphone smells like a beer. And they
올리브 오일 맛 진짜 좋은 것 같아요.
put me in my jar and say, man, what are you doing here? Oh, la la la, di-di-da. La la, di-di-da, da-da.
이건 좀 성악을 하는 느낌이 많이
Sing us a song, you're a piano
저기 너무
man. Sing us a song tonight.
그러면 일단 성악을 하나
We're on the moon for